Hi everyone, welcome and thanks for joining today. Today's session is on D365 FSCM 2026 Wave 1 release and what businesses should think about before moving from a legacy ERP. This is a practical session on what you should prioritize before planning your move in a way that actually works for your finance and supply chain teams. A quick intro to Mercurius IT. We are a Microsoft Dynamics 365 partner founded in 2005, and we focus on helping organizations transform with Dynamics 365 across Business Central, CRM, finance, supply chain management, and Power Platform. Our services range from consulting, implementation, ongoing support, migrations, and so on. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat, the Q&A session. Uh, we'll have the Q&A session at the end. And now I'll hand over to our speaker, Shantanu Patel. Over to you, Shantanu. I think you're on mute, Shantanu.
Yeah, sorry. Uh, you can see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah. Okay. So good morning, everyone, and welcome. So thank you for joining us today for this webinar on Microsoft Dynamics 365 Wave 1 release for 2026. So I'll just introduce myself. So I bring over 13 years of hands-on experience in Dynamics ecosystem, starting from AX to leading end-to-end D365 finance and operation transformation across various industries. So I focus on improving process, standardizing operations, and delivering business values through Dynamics finance and operation. I also work closely with the leadership teams and the functional team to translate business goals into scalable ERP solutions, ensuring adoption and continuous improvement. So today I'll share the latest innovations in Dynamics 365 finance and operations, especially around AI analytics and automation, and how these are going to help the organizations to move from transactional ERP to intelligent decision making platforms. So over the last few years, you might have noticed that Dynamics 365 has evolved from a traditional ERP platform into a smarter and a more adaptive business system. So not one that not only supports the processes but also actively help the organizations taking decisions more efficiently. So the Wave 1 2026 release is a strong step forward in that direction. So today, in today's session, we will walk you through the key highlights of the Wave 1 release, explaining what is new and why it matters from a business perspective, and again how this can help the organizations improve efficiency, reducing the manual effort and respond to the faster changes that are happening across the world. So we encourage you to use the Q&A chat during the session. We'll address all the questions at the end. So now this slide represents the Wave 1 release timelines. So the early access available was given in February 2026. And post the early access, the general availability came across in March 2026. And then the auto update schedule, which came in April 2026. So this was about the release timelines and how uh, this feature was accessible to all the partners as well as the customers. Now we have divided this particular presentation into three sections. So it starts with cross-platform capabilities, followed by automation enhancements in supply chain. The third aspect of the presentation would be automation and the enhancements in the finance. So the first cross-platform capability that we are going to discuss is about Agentic ERP. So how this Agentic ERP is going to work and how this is available in D365. What is the layering aspect of this. So at the top, if you see, we have a Copilot adaptive experience, which is a user-facing AI layer embedded across the ERP workflows. Now, under this adaptive experience, we have a ERP agent foundation, which provides the base for development agents in the Copilot Studio. Now, these agents can be classified as first-party agents, third-party agents, and build your own agents. So first party agents are nothing but out of the box ERP capabilities provided by Microsoft. Third party agents are something which are developed by partners, and custom agents are something which are built by customers for their own processes. So all the agents are built and managed using a Copilot Studio to ensure consistency. Now, bottom part is all the systems with which the agents extract the data to provide it to the top layer, that is the adaptive experience part with which the user keeps on interacting. Now all the interaction that happens between the agent and the business system is governed via MCP, also called as model context protocol, which we are going to discuss in upcoming slides. Now this slide is about the first party agent. So AI agents, so these are list of AI agents which are embedded across the ERP processes to automate the everyday task in finance and operations. So all these agents handle routine work and user interventions are required only when needed. So this makes the decisions, faster executions and decision making happens more quicker across all the work streams. And the first agent that we have is supplier communication agent, which is nothing but it automates the supplier communication by drafting and sending context aware updates directly from the ERP. Next we have is scheduling operation agent, which is mainly about intelligently managing the schedules by identifying the conflicts and recommending the optimal adjustments. Then we have the account reconciliation agents, which accelerates the financial close by auto matching the transactions and highlighting the reconciliation exception. So basically it reconciles the ledger and the subledger. Then we have a time agent which simplifies the time capturing and corrections using natural language and policy aware validations. Then the next we have is expense agent, which is mainly around automating the expense reporting and enforcing the policies compliance upfront. The next we have is approval agent, which speeds up the approval processes with AI generated summary and gives the full business context in a single view. So that's it from the first party agent. Uh, then in the next slide, or this slide, we are going to discuss about MCP. So what this slide is representing is how AI agents interact with Dynamics 365 using a secure and standardized architecture. So it shows the connection between agents, MCP servers, and Microsoft Dynamics 365. Now all the agents, be it first party, third party, or custom agents, they are developed on or they are developed or built using Microsoft Copilot Studio. Now these agents represent the business assistants that users interact with using the natural language. The agents themselves do not directly talk to Dynamics 365. Instead, they rely on a standard layer, which is the governing body of all the agents, which we call it as MCP. So that middle layer is something which acts as a bridge between the agents and Dynamics 365, and it standardizes what actions are available, what is the data that can be accessed, and what in what context the data extraction is allowed. Now there are two key MCP servers. One is Dynamics 365 ERP MCP, which is mainly for transactional actions and business logic. And the second one is Dynamics 365 ERP Analytics MCP, which is for insights and analytical queries. Now, this separation ensures the clear governance between the operational actions, and the analytics. On the right hand side, we have Microsoft Dynamics 365, which still remains the system of record. Now it continues to own the core data, business logic, and the analytical and the compliances rules. So in all, what MCP is that it exposes these capabilities in an AI friendly and a controlled way without bypassing the ERP security or integrity. Now next slide is mainly around MCP for ERP analytics. So this slide explains how MCP for ERP analytics enables the natural language and AI driven insights are being executed on the top of trusted D365 data without relying on traditional reports or complex queries. Now all the so the MCP server for ERP analytics with this feature or functionality, what users can do is they can ask questions in the plain language about the reporting part, such as performance trends or exceptions, and Copilot translates these questions into analytical queries and gives the answer spontaneously. Now this completely removes the need for a predefined report, DAX, or deep technical expertise. Now this entire ERP analytics is built on a standard ERP model, which spans across end-to-end business processes like record to report, procure to pay, or order to cash. So this MCP for ERP analytics ensures that the data is consistent, reliable, and aligned to ERP business logic. Now the next slide is about BPP. Now this is the last slide from the cross-platform capabilities perspective. So this slide shows how Dynamics 365 business performance planning enables connected and real-time planning across finance and operation. So planning is integrated with D365 F&O, Power BI, Excel, and Dataverse. So this allows multiple teams to collaborate across the familiar tools, and user can create various scenarios, what if models to compare the outcomes before finalizing the plans. Now there is also a provision to develop flexible cubes and dimensions that will support analysis across the product, people, place, and time. Now this also has an automated workflow in it which streamlines the review and approvals, thereby reducing the cycle time. And this also provides a near real-time visibility which helps the organizations to uh, respond faster to the business changes. Now this starts the enhancements on the automation done in supply chain in wave 1 of 2026. So this functionality or feature shows the demand of the product and the location across the seasons based on the past trends and data with help of visual charts and confidence scoring. So this is again a AI driven planning tool, which is demand planning tool, which what it does is it scans all the seasonality, and it also can accommodate up to 15 seasonal pattern to identify the trends of the product, not only just the product, but the product location, customers, and various aspects of the data. And it also gives a confidence score. So more the confidence score, higher is the amount of confident the system is about generation of the plan that is being proposed. So this demand planning feature shifts from manual analysis to AI guided insight to actions decision making. Now this slide is about optimizing the placement of the on-hand inventory. Now this is again a new AI feature which is being attached or tagged to D365. So this feature continuously tracks the demand shift, and it identifies the fast and slow moving items to keep the inventory placement aligned to the real usage. So what it does is it automatically identifies what are the fast moving and the slow moving items, and it ensures that they are being placed in a location where they are easily accessible. Now it also suggests the automatic or the recommended reslotting of the high velocity items near the peak zones, and this also optimizes the routes as well as the reducing the travel time. So the gist of this particular functionality or the feature is warehouse operations are now moving from static layouts to dynamic driven inventory placement, which can sustain speeds and efficiencies during the peak hours. Now there are certain Power BI dashboards which are coming in the quality management module. So till now we only had the Power BI dashboards uh, for all the modules, but not for quality. But now with this Wave 1 feature, uh, they are going to provide a unified view of the quality performance, tracking compliances, defects, and process efficiencies across the sites. Now, there is also built-in analytics support for support trend and root cause analysis, which can help the team to proactively identify the issues before they escalate. So the main idea behind this feature is to provide the real-time quality visibility, which can enable the organizations to reduce defect, strengthen compliance, and drive continuous improvement across production operations. Now this slide is about automating the production reporting with electronic sensors. So now with this feature, system is capable of sending real-time progress updates directly to supply chain management module, and this will eliminate the manual shop floor reporting. So what will happen is with every production that is being taken out in the machine, system is capable of sending that particular sensor-based data directly to F&O, which ensures that the output booking as well as the consumption booking can take place based on the configurations that we have done. Now this also has a flexible machine level configuration which allows the sensor to be set per machine and operation with configurable intervals of data being sent to F&O. Now this also provides a real-time visibility of the completed quantity with obviously the optional manual reporting is still available wherever the automation is not possible. So this feature is going to help in automation and with the sensor based reporting. This is definitely going to improve the accuracy, reduce the manual effort, and it will also enable the real time visibility of, I would say, of the shop floor. Now this slide is about the sample management feature which is being introduced in the quality control. So this feature which comes up with automatic result capture, this ensures consistent and compliant quality checks are being carried out at various ends. It also provides the end-to-end life cycle tracking with inline and continuous inspection, which is again tightly integrated with inventory controls to prevent the non-conforming stock from being released. Now this feature is will enable the early detection, compliance, and consistent product qualities being maintained with minimal rework and release delays. Now the next feature is around protecting the confirmed CTP dates with planning optimization. So this feature, what it does is it logs the required material and capacity during the planning runs. So what it will do is it will fix the date and it will prevent them from being reallocated to the newer demands. So this will ensure that the material which is being blocked or the machine capacity that is being blocked will not be allocated to any other demand in case when you do the replanning or if you do a manual rescheduling, that will not affect the CTP dates. So this feature is going to safeguard the delivery commitments of the organizations, and which can help the organizations build customer trust and reliability, especially in capacity constrained and make to order environments. Now the next slide is around managing the supplier relationships with supplier engagement. So this allows the procurement team to manage onboarding, uh, collaboration and supplier relationships from a single workspace. So there is also a supplier portal which will enable direct interaction, letting suppliers handle RFQs, purchase orders, and invoices with minimal manual coordination. So this feature is going to simplify and digitize the supplier collaboration, driving efficiency, transparency, and stronger supplier relationships. Now this feature is enhancing the picking speed using spatial location intelligence. So spatial location intelligence models the real warehouse layout using the physical coordinates and advanced distance calculations, which will enable more accurate picking routes than the traditional location sequencing. Now, this feature also has like intelligent pick sequencing, which can optimize the travel path, reducing the walk time and improving the picking speed, which will improve the labor productivity without changing the warehouse layout. So by using this real physical layout data, spatial intelligence enables faster, more efficient picking and scalable warehouse performance. Now this slide is around, okay, so this is the first slide from the enhancements that we have from finance module. So this is more around preview of automatic bank reconciliation matching results. So with this feature, users can now preview the automatic reconciliation matches before posting, which can allow them to review, approve, or reject the matches and avoid incorrect journal entries. Now we also have a configurable review rules and a central pending review workspace, which can provide better control and simplify the investigation and resolution of unmatched or flagged items. So preview based reconciliation improves accuracy, control, and confidence in bank postings while reducing the errors and rework during the financial close. Now this feature is about the enhancements to invoice capture. So this AI driven invoice derivation automatically creates the invoice headers and continuously learns from the correction and increasing touchless invoice processing, which is going to reduce the manual entry. Now this unified invoice PO and PDF view with automatic charge handling, it will speed up the validation and prevent the posting mismatches, which will simplify the exception handling. Now this invoice capture enhancement significantly improves the AP efficiency, accuracy, and cost reduction by enabling the higher touchless processing in D365 Finance. Now this feature is around customer prepayment invoicing, invoices in e-invoicing. So electronic customer prepayment invoices are issued digitally. You might be aware through e-invoicing framework. So one of them is PPOL, which ensures compliant and paperless advance invoicing from the start. The tax calculation, reporting, and settlements of those invoices are handled automatically with the prepayments, seamlessly setting in or settled against the final invoices, and which is again fully traceable in D365 F&O. So with this e-invoicing prepayments, this is going to improve the compliance, transparency, and cash flow control while reducing the manual handling and the reconciliation effort. So this is about the new financial journals. So with this new financial journals, this is going to accelerate the imports, validations and posting of large journal volumes, which is going to reduce the effort in daily operations and period and close. Now, this is a very true example of multi-company voucher level controls, because what this is going to do is it will enable the vouchers across the legal entity, which is again going to provide better visibility, previews and error handling before posting. So with this feature, this is going to modernize the core finance processes by delivering speed, scalability, and greater posting accuracy for the finance team. Now, this is the last slide from in terms of the enhancements done to the finance. So this slide is mainly around the enhancements done to fixed assets. So with this enhancements, this has simplified the asset operations by reducing the manual entry and streamlining the transfers, asset splits, depreciation processing, which has again improved the day-to-day efficiency for the finance team. This has also helped in creating a seamless intercompany transfers. It also supports the flexible valuation method, which is supported by automated acquisition, disposal, mid-period depreciation, and accurate P&L impact calculation. So this particular feature is going to deliver faster processing, higher accuracy, and better financial control, which is going to make the asset management more efficient and reliable across the entities. So this is all about the total enhancements or the features that is being released in wave 1 of 2026. Now, if we move to the key takeaways of this session, so I would uh, consider three main aspects of this session. So it starts with deeper AI-driven and agentic experiences, which is from the cross-platform capability point of view. Then we have a supply chain visibility, which is about the enhancements done to supply chain. And the third is the finance transformation. So coming back to deeper AI-driven agentic experiences. So what it is going to do is with the MCP-powered agents and exception-based automation coming into picture, this is going to transform everyday ERP workflows, and it will enable the organizations to make smarter decisions and faster execution. From supply chain visibility point of view, this is going to improve the planning, collaboration, and it is also going to enable the proactive supplier engagement, which is again going to reduce the manual coordination across operations. The last is about the finance transformation, which is again going to focus on speed and control, which will lead to faster close cycles, reduce the manual reconciliation, and AI will obviously be applied to the enterprise grade governance. So overall, Dynamics 365 Wave 1 moves the ERP from the system of records to system of action, where AI agents and analytics are going to work together to drive productivity, agility, and business impact. The position, so this positions the organization to respond faster, operate smarter, and scale confidently in an AI first future. So I think that's it from the presentation aspects of wave one. Now I hand it over to Nupur. So Nupur, do we have any questions?
Hi, Shantanu. Thank you so much for your presentation. Yes, we do have a few questions in the Q&A box. Do you want to check?
Just a moment. Yeah, I think the first question is what all benefits users get from supplier engagement. So, uh, yeah, so the benefits that one will get is so there are three aspects that I see from a supplier engagement workspace. So firstly, this would be procurement-led supplier relationship management. So that would be a single workspace from which you would be able to drive all your supplier engagements for all the legal entities. Now you get a 360 degree overview of supplier visibility across performance, interactions, and activities. Then I think the next aspect is about the extensibility via Power Platform. So this is going to be more useful for modern engagement and workflows. Moving on to the next part, just a moment. Yeah, so moving on to the next question. Can custom built agents evolve into a third party agent? So the simple answer is yes, it can evolve into a third party agent, but only when it is productized and externalized beyond the organization. So it should be generalized and cater to all sorts of customer rather than being just industry focused. Uh, Now the next question is MCP for ERP analytics capable of generating all kind of reports? Uh, so this answer ideally is no, because it cannot generate all type of reports. So what it can do is it can give answers to your ad hoc queries based on natural languages. It can give you trend analysis, comparisons, and KPI views. But what it cannot do is it cannot develop a highly formatted report like statutory reports, invoices, print layouts, etc. It can also not generate any custom SSRS or regulatory reports. I think then the next question is, will the legacy financial journal be phased out with introduction of new financial journals? So no, they are not going to be immediately deprecated. So Microsoft is introducing new financial journal experiences uh, with modern UI, better performance, and Copilot assisted capabilities. But existing or the legacy journal will continue to be supported for the backward compatibility. So customers can run both the journals in parallel during the transition. I think the next question is, do we have any new feature around material picking? So I think for that we have this new functionality or a feature called spatial location intelligence. So it uses the real warehouse layouts like aisle bins and zones for accurate navigation. So system can identify the X, Y, and Z axis coordinates, thereby guiding the user to a path which is more optimized and efficient. Yeah, I think that's it from my side.
Yes, that's all the questions. Shantanu, thank you so much for answering. And that brings us to the end of the session. Uh, so if you have any more questions, feel free to contact Mercurius IT at info@mercuriusit.com. And thank you so much for attending.